Hi, everybody. My computer wasn't telling me I was on live. Sorry about that. Hi, I'm Judy Tuttle from Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm here today to show you some awesome cards you can make using the Take to the Sky suite that is in the current annual catalog. Before I get started showing you these cards, I want to tell you about some things that are coming up in the Tuttle Up world and in the Stampin' Up world that you should know about. The first thing is online exclusives. We have a slew of online exclusives that will be premiering tomorrow for customers. I have some cards to show you here in just a second that were all made with online exclusive products, and maybe it'll give you a little hint of awesome things that are there. There's Halloween, there's fall, there's Christmas, there's every day, lots of fun things. Thanks. I've got my 4th of July, It's a Good Day in the USA shirt on as well today, Chelsea. So I'm in the 4th of July mood, and one of my cards I'm making today has a 4th of July theme to it. So stick with me. I'd love for you to see that. So I'm going to show you the online exclusive cards in just a minute. The next thing you should know about is starting tomorrow, which is also when the online exclusives go live to you guys that are customers out there. We have a once a year promotion that's called Bonus Days. Hi, Dana. Thanks for joining me. Bonus days are where you can earn a $5 coupon for every $50 you spend in increments of $50. So if you were to place an order for $100, you would get 2 bonus day coupons. If you spend $200, you get more than that. You would get 4. So for every $50 you spend, you get a bonus day coupon. It will be emailed to you in the mail. You can stack all of those up together. You can see my little hands right now. You can stack those up together. So let's say you spend $50 at the beginning of the month and another $50 in the middle and another $50 at the end. You would get 3 $5 off coupons. You could stack those in your first order in August and get $15 off your first order in August. So I hope that makes sense to you. My newsletter today will talk a little bit more about that as well. Okay, so I want to go back to the online exclusives. I was a part of a swap where we swapped cards we made, because as a demonstrator, we can get these cards early, right? We can get this product early. We can start creating early so that we have things to show our customers. And I was part of a swap that was all about the online exclusives that are going to be live to you tomorrow. So I want to show you some of those cards I got and hopefully tell you who they're from. I'm going to switch my hands down to my hands right here. Okay, one of the stamp sets that you can get is this train stamp set. I'm going to zoom in just a tiny bit. When you come on, let me know you're here so that I can say hi to you. So this train card is from Mary Ann Grimmer. She is from Charlotte, North Carolina. So that's fun. And I don't know if you can see it very well right here, but it says, "Good luck on your new adventure." So great for retirement, maybe even for a college kid going off to college, maybe a new job, any of those things. The name of the stamp set is called Greatest Adventure. It is, and here's to happiness ahead. You know what, Chelsea? The train would be something that would be near and dear to your heart, right? Because she has a father and a brother that work for the Union Railroad. I hope I'm saying that right. So trains are a big deal in her family. So isn't that fun? This one says, "Here's to happiness ahead," and this was made by my friend Don Bourget. Okay, and then my next grouping, I'm going to skip those right there for a second, are the Changing Leaves bundle. I showed this in my Tuttle Thursday tip from a couple weeks ago because it has this awesome hybrid embossing folder This is one of the cards that I got in my swap using that. And this was from Lynn Field Camp. Here is another one from my friend in San Antonio, Kathy Rattray. I say Kathy, Candy Rattray, also using that hybrid embossing folder. Here's one by my friend Amy Story, who is in Denton, Texas. Amy Story. So pretty. I love that. It just says grateful. I love this gingham check ribbon with that. Isn't that pretty? Here's another card with the Changing Leaves bundle. It just says thank you. I love that. And this is from Janice Waitman. I believe she's up in the Michigan area somewhere. She's good friends with Lori Milligan. That's why I think that. Okay, so those were all made with the Changing Leaves. This one is made with a stamp set that's called Playful Ghosts. It's a Halloween stamp set for sure. This one was made by Karen Titus. Playful Ghosts is the name of that one. I'm going to go to my other Halloween ones that are down here. This is a bundle that's called Potions and Spells. I love how this person used that postage stamp die as a background there. Isn't that fun? With the cauldron and the bird and the bubbles. Hocus Pocus. This is from Julie Salva. Here's another card made with that. Not using the cauldron, but the books instead. This was made by Candy Rattray. This is a fun one. I love the purple added in there with the Granny Apple Green. And this is from my friend Kim Allen. Here's another one. I like that they brought in that glitter purple over there and the cat. Right, a little Hocus Pocus. This was made by Jane Stoll. And here's another one, Double Double Toil and Trouble, fun Halloween cards. This is made by Jane Stoll as well. Okay, and then I have a bundle that is another mega bundle that's called Iconic Celebrations, and it's not just about the holidays. It's birthday, Thanksgiving, all kinds of holidays. And it has paper, a die set, and a stamp set that go with it. Super fun. This one says Celebrate. It's by Lynn Field Camp. This one is by Janie Backer, my friend who lives in Montana. So fun. This one just says grateful, just super simple designs. This is from Janice Waitman again. And then this one, I love the simplicity of this Christmas card, peace, love, and joy. The doves are on that paper in this iconic suite. And this is from Lynn Dunn. And then we have a cute little snowman set, a melting snowman, and happy holidays. There's a dies. The dies from our Loads of Love wagon set actually coordinate with this stamp set as well. And this is from, it's called Filled with Cheer is the snowman set. And this is from my friend Janet Holmes that lives up in the Denton area. And then the mega suite of this whole online exclusives. Hi, Linda. I hope you got your punch. It should have been sent UPS. I created a label, but I put it in the post office mailbox instead, but they said they would get it to you. So if you haven't got it yet, you should be getting it any day now. So this mega suite is called Seasons of Green and Gold. Beautiful holiday papers, gold laden in there. And it's called a mega suite because it has 2 stamps and die set bundles. It has DSP, it has ribbon, it has embellishments, it has vellum. It has a whole bunch of cool aspects to it. So it's definitely a beautiful suite. This one is from my friend Laura Milligan in Canton, Ohio. Here's another beautiful one. Again, the dies also cut out images from the DSP. So this is from Karen Braxton, who's my friend from Bozeman, Montana. Where there is heartache, let there be healing. I love that sentiment. That's from my friend Janie Backer in Montana, also, I believe. Merry Christmas. This is that vellum part of that paper. Isn't that so pretty? This one is from Mary Ann Grimmer. This is from my friend Monica, and she used that vellum paper as well. Love and joy. I love this card. Beautiful. She is in Virginia. Most wonderful time. I love the simplicity of this one. It'd be easy to make a bunch of these, right? And it's so beautiful. This one is from Dawn Bourget. Here's another beautiful one from Joey Hartman in Lincoln, Nebraska. This is another beautiful one from Janet Holmes, my friend in the Denton area. Another beautiful card, and they just use the dies to cut out the DSP on this, which is really fun. Lori Krause. This is another card that my friend Monica made, and I love how she used the petal pink in that as well. Isn't that so pretty? It just says for you. Here's a happy birthday card using that suite and that beautiful, this paper, this gold, what do I want to call it? I want to call it mirror glass, but one of you will let me know. But that's part of the suite as well. And this is from Karen Titus. It's going to bug me that I can't think of what that's called, but this is really pretty. I love how they use the DSP just to cut out the leaves on that one. This is Julie Salva, and here's another beautiful one. Where they cut those, use the die cut to ink gold, just gold foil paper. Isn't that so pretty? And this is from my friend Kim Allen. Okay, so that's just a taste of some of the things you can get in the online exclusives. Okay, one more thing before I'm done. I got a couple of really beautiful cards from friends. I lost my precious Buster recently, and so I got some sweet cards. This is from my friend Imelda. She lives here in Midland and is a new customer of mine, and it's just such a precious card. Isn't that so sweet? I love that. And then this is one that came from my friend Kay Paulson in Lincoln, Nebraska, and how pretty is that, how she put that all together. So fun. So hi Diane. Mercury vellum gold. Yes, thank you, Chelsea. Thanks for being on top of that. Hi Diane, thanks for joining me today. Okay, so let's get to some stamping. What do you think? Of course, I'm just dropping things all over the place. So today we're going to be using the Take to the Sky suite that is in the annual catalog. And the nice thing about this suite is that you get the bundle of the stamps and the dies, you get the trinkets, and you get the designer series paper. You get it at a discount for $74 when you buy the entire suite. Okay, now the good news is, let's say tomorrow you place an order for $74. You're going to get a bonus coupon for $5 to use in August. You're also going to get this class to go in the mail from me. And it's bonus, right? So, something to think about. If you're going to place an order for the online class to go, you might as well spend $50 and get a $5 off coupon because you're getting more for your money that way. Okay, so this is the suite we're going to be using. So I have that right here. But I'm making a fun 4th of July card at the end. And so I brought in the Light the Sky stamp set for that one. So I just wanted to let you know we're going to use the Let's Celebrate and some of these fireworks on that as well. In addition to the stamp set and dies here, and it's so fun because you get these dies that make a big, you can kind of build an airplane or you can cut out an airplane. We're going to use some fun banners. We got all kinds of fun things going on here. So this is the bundle, what you get in the bundle. We're also going to be using the mini alphabet dies for my card today. You don't have to on yours. But I think you're going to think it's fun what I used. And then in addition to that, I brought in this stitched circle from these radiating dies, and I brought in the nested essentials dies, these big these big hexagon labels, long and lean there, okay? All right, so here we go. Let's get started. So first of all, I think I'm going to start with my Mossy Green card. Mossy Meadow. The first card we're going to make is this card right here. Super fun. Lots of fun elements. You got that trinket on there. You got some baker's twine. I hope you guys love this card. Okay. I also did a little sponging around the edges of the DSP. So let's get started. All right. So first of all, started with a Mossy Meadow card that is 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. It's going to open up this way here. Let me get that out of the way. All right. And then I have a piece of DSP that is cut 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to put that on top, but I'm going to put a white panel underneath it. And I'll show you why in just a moment. And then I cut out this piece of DSP that has the airplanes flying in the background. And it is cut 1/2 by 5 1/4. And so what I'm going to do to start with is that, you know what, I think I'll start with the inside. So I'm going to take my basic white here. I have an ink pad that is in Smoky Slate. Let's see, right here. And I have this stamp that kind of looks like metal and rivets. Right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But I'm going to ink up this in Smoky Slate. And I am just going to stamp it along the bottom edge here. You guys know I love to bring in the inside, the outside to the inside a little bit. So I'm going to do that right there. And now I'm just going to adhere this to the inside of my card. I probably got you guys all thrown off. Usually I come on Monday mornings, but I was traveling back from seeing my son yesterday, and so I missed yesterday. So I'm making up for things today. If you are a newsletter subscriber of mine, I'll be sending out our weekly newsletter this afternoon because I always like to have my Facebook Live done first. Okay, so I'm using this piece of our DSP that kind of looks like an old world map. And I'm going to attach it to a piece of basic white. We're not going to see that at all. But the reason why is I need this to have just a little bit more thickness to it when I wrap my baker's twine around it. Okay. So I'm just going to add some seal to this. I'm going to attach it to this white panel right like that. And then I'm going to grab my DSP that is 1/2 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to attach that on top of this piece of DSP. Right like that. Okay. Looks like I have a tiny little edge here on the side that I need to trim off. So I'm going to do that right now before I start sponging my edges here. Let me go a little bit more. Let's say right like that. There we go. Now the edges are all shorn up. I'm going to grab a small blending brush and my copper clay ink pad. I don't know why we would have damage at our house last night, Chelsea. We didn't have any storms last night, so I don't know if you're talking to me or to someone else, but we are fine. Thank you for asking. Did you, Chelsea, have any damage last night at your house? I heard that Lincoln had some hail and some bad storms yesterday. So I'm just sponging around these edges because I wanted it to look a little more worn. and kind of old-fashioned. Hi, Monica. Thanks for joining me. Monica inspired me with some of her cards, and so I kind of made them my own. So here we go. This is going to go right here on the front. So before I put that down, I'm going to grab my white baker's twine right here, and I'm going to add adhesive just on these edges right here. And I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times right in the middle of that border. So 1, 2, and then I'm going to press it into that tape I had on the back and cut this off. And then I'm going to add dimensionals. Here we go. To the back side of this and pop it up on the front of my card base. So tell me what you guys are doing for the 4th of July. We toyed with going to see some family in Abilene for the 4th, which is what we did last year, but I think we've decided just to stay put this year here in Midland. We've been doing a lot of traveling lately, and I think we decided we just want to stay put this time. Hi, Kim. I guess Chelsea was talking to you, huh? I'm sorry about you guys have had a wicked spring season in Lincoln, Nebraska with all those storms. I'm so sorry that you guys have had to deal with all that. So here we go. That panel's going to go right on top, right like that. Okay, so now I have 2 pieces of cardstock. I have a smoky slate that's cut 3 3/8 by 3 3/8, and I have a basic white that is cut 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. These are going to layer on top of each other. So I'm going back to my rivets here. And I'm going to stamp just randomly some rivets around the top edge here and bottom edges of this piece of cardstock. All right, right like that. I'm going to layer these 2 on top of each other, but I'm going to offset it just slightly. So it's going to be right like this. Okay, and then actually this is going to get slid underneath that baker's twine on the front. It's going to go kind of at an angle like that. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to take this scrap right here that I have left, and I'm going to stamp my big plane that is not a die cut plane. So there are several line images of planes here. I'm stamping this largest one right here. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that in Memento Black, which I don't seem to have right here in front of me. Here we go. And then I'm going to color it with So tell me out there what you're doing this weekend for the 4th. I'd love to hear it. My grandkids are going to be in a city parade on their bikes. We're planning, we might do a little swimming, but we're really planning to have just a cookout on the evening. I only need 2 colors here of blends. I'm using copper clay and smoky slate. Oh, where are you going? Chelsea, are you going camping? Okay, so I'm going to start with my light smoky slate, and I'm going to color my wings. And it's okay that you go under that propeller, because if it's moving really fast, you can kind of see through it. Here we go. I'm doing my wings. I'm going to go all the way across here. I'm going to do my wheels and the legs of the wheels. And this is all in light here. I'm using light on all of that. Okay. I'm going to come right here to the very center. And color the nose of the plane right there. I'm going to grab my dark, bring in some shadows right where the Stampin' Up! Artists have told us they should be, which is nice. And right the center of the wheels. And the very tip nose of the plane right there. There we go. And then, oh, what is hot for you, Jan? What do you consider hot in Oregon? I always want to know that. It gets very hot here in Midland. We are basically the desert, but it's very dry heat. So it doesn't feel, I always felt like Lincoln felt hotter than it feels here because of the humidity that Lincoln has. So they get heat indexes that are way hotter than what we experience here in Midland. Okay, and then I'm going to do what I did before. Oh, that is very hot. Oh my goodness, 110. That's hot for anybody, humidity or not, right? Wow. I didn't think it got that hot in Oregon. Global warming, I guess. All right, and then the one last thing I want to do is where these propeller, I'm just adding just a little shading with my light, just where those propeller turns are right there on the plane. Okay, now I'm going to grab my die that's going to cut out this plane, and we are going to be very close to being done with our first card. So here's my die. I'm just going to center it right there. There we go. I'm going to roll that through off camera here with my die cutting machine. How many of you snagged a die cutting machine last month while it was on sale? I know a lot of you already have them because you're pretty avid stampers, but it was a great time to buy one. And you know, Stampin' Up, you can buy die cutting machines lots of places. Hopefully you're not buying it from the Chinese company. Can't even say their name because then I start getting berated with ads. So anyway, we stand behind our machines for 3 years for wear and tear, parts, all of that sort of thing. Okay, so now I'm taking that airplane and I'm going to use some dimensions on the back. Hi, Laura Kemp. Thanks for joining me today. We're looking at the Take to the Sky suite today, the Adventure a Sky bundle, and I'm making 3 cards. This is my first one, so you haven't missed very much so far. There we go. I've cut this circle out of those Radiating Stitches dies, and I'm going to stamp in Misty Moonlight. You could have used a stitched circle from the Stylish Shapes dies as well. I'm going to say Flying By to say hi right there. I'm going to pop that up onto the right side of my card with a couple of dimensionals here. So we went to Iowa City. We flew there on Thursday of last week. We spent a few days with my son and daughter-in-law there in Iowa City. It was so much fun. We love to eat food, watch movies. all the things that we do with them. Shop. My daughter-in-law loves to shop, so we went shopping as well. So, okay, so part of the trinkets that go with this suite are called, okay, here they are, right here. They are called industrial trinkets. So fun. It definitely looks like rivets on a plane, and you can use either side you want. So what I'm going to do is take a small dimensional, maybe. It's funny how I have everything out here until I need it, and then all of a sudden, oh, here they are right here. They're not here anymore. So I'm going to put a small dimensional on the back side of this rivet, and I'm going to put the rivet right here, over here, on top of where those baker's twine. Do you guys love this card? I think it's fun. I think this suite is a really great suite for guy cards, especially. Now, you can give this card to anybody, but I think we don't have as many guy cards as we should, so I will probably keep these airplane cards for my guy friends. Okay, so that's card number 1. If you spend $35 or more in my online store, you'll get a kit that includes everything you need to make 2 of those cards. Okay, my next card is one I believe I might have shown you before, but it's one that I made for a swap at one point. So let me pull out all my parts here. What I love about this is that it is super easy to pull together and make. We are starting with a balmy blue card base that is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So I'm going to get a really good score line on that. And then I have a Misty Moonlight base that is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to put on top of it a basic white panel that's 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. But before I attach those 2 together, here, let me move these out of the way. Put some few things back here before they get lost forever. I don't seem to lose things forever unless I'm on a Facebook Live, and then I feel like I'm always losing things forever. Okay, like the die set I was just using, but we'll find that back here in just a second. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this piece of basic white is I'm taking out that medium plain that is the hand-drawn, line-drawn, and I'm just going to have it coming down from this top corner, right like that in Misty Moonlight. I'm going to attach that panel to the Misty Moonlight panel, and then attach this to the inside of the card. I need to leave that one out because that's going to come back to us here in just a second. So just fun, something fun for the inside of the card. You guys know how I love to do that. Okay, now on the outside of the card here, we're going to stamp some clouds. And let me grab a bigger block here. I'll take the rivets off of this one. And it's balmy blue, but what I did is I inked up the large clouds and I stamped it once, and then I stamped it again a little bit further down. Okay, so it kind of gives us different shades of clouds there. There we go, right like that. Super simple. Then I'm going to take my DSP, and I have 2 pieces here. I have one that looks like metal rivets and it's 1/2 by 3, but for right now I'm going to use the 1/2 by 5.5 panel and attach it across the front of my card right here. Right like that. If there's any hangover, it's just very slightly. I'm going to just trim that little extra off right there. Okay, there we go. Now, I've already cut out my pieces for my airplane. The body of the plane I cut out in Misty Moonlight. The wings and the machine parts, I used that silver metallic paper that comes in lots of different shades. I'm going to pull out all my little chads here, and I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue behind here. So stick with me to the end because I have a really fun 4th of July card I think you guys are going to love. I'm going to add this right to the top of my wheels and my motor right here. The back end. Use liquid glue, then you have a little bit of wiggle room there on your card. There we go. So this piece is going to be popped up over right here on this side, right like that. Okay, so I'm going to grab my dimensionals again and add those pieces to it. I love this about this plane set because you can really make your plane any color you want. I've seen some fascinating things done with it. Some people have actually used designer series paper for part of the plane. The rivet paper for the wings and the motor. It's been a lot of fun to see what people have done with this stamp set and bundle. Okay, so this is going to go right like that, kind of like it's going up in the air. Okay, I forgot my propeller, so I cut a propeller out of basic gray ink. So I already have one person who's placed an order to get this online class to go. I would love if you did. So if you would like to get the Adventurous Sky online class to go, you can get a kit to make 2 of each of these cards I'm making today. And I send it to you in the mail with any order of $35 or more. Okay, so now I'm back to that metallic silver paper, and there's several colors of metallic in here. This one seems to have a little bit more purple in it. I'm going to add some liquid glue because I've just found that liquid glue is the best for these little metallic pieces. To the back of that, and I have diagonal cut the edge right there, so that's going to go right there. This was 1/4, 1/4, and you see I didn't get that short up to the edge very well. So the nice thing is that this liquid glue, here we go, it's going to give me some time to move that over right there to that edge. There we go, right like that. Now I'm going to take that second piece of DSP that I had, if I can find where I laid it here. Oh, I was throwing things around. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, so it's this piece that has the kind of metal rivet looking to it. I'm going to cut it on a diagonal, and I'm going to shore it up underneath this metallic piece right here. There we go. And then I have a basic white that is 3/4 by 3. I'm going to grab the sentiment that says, "You're the best, plain and simple." I'm going to, hi from Ohio, Jean. Thanks for joining me today. I grew up in Ohio. My dad was in the Air Force, and we lived in Ohio all of my middle school and high school years. Okay, there we go. Whew, pretty good. All right. So then I'm going to take this panel and I'm actually going to banner cut this end right here. There we go. I'm going to pop it up right here, kind of between those two banners that are already down. There we go. Right like that. What do you guys think? Do you love that one? Really pretty simple, fun to make. It's going to wow whoever gets it, especially a man. He's going to think, how did you do that? And that's the inside there. So you'll get a kit to make 2 of those as well. And one last card. I can't wait to show you because I was in a 4th of July mood, right? So I can't wait to show you this last card. Let me put some things away here, get some things out of the way before we get started. Well, I was looking for my chamois, but I don't know how I could just wash it and bring it here and not see it, but it's okay. We're going to make it. So here's the card we're going to make. How cute is this? So because like I just said, I grew up in Ohio and my dad was in the Air Force. So we went to a lot of air shows, and often those air shows would be on or near the 4th of July. And so I couldn't resist putting USA on my little plain banner there. And then this is where I pulled in that Light the Sky stamp set to add some fireworks and let's celebrate inside. Do you guys like that? So simple, really. I can't wait to show you how I made this. So let me pull out all my pieces here. I have some tips about cutting out those letters. I want to move all of this out of the way. There's my chamois right there. I'm going to clean off some of these ones that I know I'm not going to be using on this card, and I'm going to put them away. Get those out of the way. Are you guys good about cleaning up in between your projects? I will admit I'm pretty terrible. So those of you who get my email, I'm going to talk to you today about something new I'm going to try this month. It's called a craft along, and you can actually buy the kit early and you can craft along with me during my Facebook Live. More information will be about that in my newsletter today. I'm going to be using the Seaside Wishes bundle, and you will make 3 cards and a 3D project. So I send you all the measurements in the PDF ahead of time instead of after the fact, and you can come and stamp with me during my Facebook Lives. What do you guys think about that idea? So the kit will cost $42, but you're going to get half a pack of paper. You're going to get ribbon, embellishments, PDF, and the little gifty thing that goes inside the 3D project. So I hope you guys will think about joining me on my craft along. It will be at the end of the month, but information about that is going to go out today, tonight, and tomorrow in my newsletter. So be looking for that if you are in my newsletter group. If you're not and would like to be, I'll put the link to that up in the description on how you can start following my newsletters and know everything that I have coming up. Okay, I'm trying to get some things out of the way here. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with Cherry Cobbler. That is 5.5 by 8.5, 5.5 by 8.5, and then you're going to score each end at 2 1/8. Score each end of the long sides at 2 1/8. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull that off. Let's start with the inside. Do I want to start with the inside? Yeah, let's start with the inside. So we have a Night of Navy that is 4 by 5 1/4. We have a piece of basic white that's 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, now this is where I pulled in that Light the Sky bundle, and there's 3 things I want from this. I want the large fireworks, the medium fireworks, and the Let's Celebrate stamps. And these all come from, I'll show you once again, the Light the Sky bundle is in the online exclusives. It used to be in a catalog. They moved it to online exclusives. It's $20. It also comes with a die set that's separate, but it's super fun as well. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Balmy Blue here, and I'm going to stamp one set of fireworks right here in the top right corner, right like that. Isn't that fun? And then I'm going to get my cherry cobbler out. And stamp it kind of overlapping, but off to the side, right like that. Fun. And then I'm going to take my Let's Celebrate. And on this card, I stamped it in cherry cobbler, but I kind of wished I had stamped it in Night of Navy. So I'm going to go back now with my, it said Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to stamp Let's Celebrate underneath my fireworks here. In Misty Moonlight, I think it's going to show up a little bit better. What do you guys think? Do you like that? I like it. Okay, and then I have a piece of Designer Series paper from that Adventurous Sky, Take the Sky DSP. See, it has that world map on the back. But on this side, it's 5/8 by 5 1/4. So what I'm going to do is adhere these 2 together. Get that Balmy Blue out of the way. I'm going to adhere these 2 together. Slightly off the edge. I was going a little bonkers with my Seal Plus there. There we go. I'm going to add this DSP strip to the bottom edge. And cut the excess off of this edge right here. So when my dad was in the Air Force, we grew up in Hawaii. For part of my years, I went from 1st grade through part of 5th grade in Hawaii. We lived on Hickam Air Force Base. And very often, well, my 4 years we were there in the summer, we would go to the beach and overlook the Pearl Harbor Memorial and watch the fireworks go off over the Pearl Harbor Memorial. And it was just a very memorable memory in my mind of celebrating the U.S. and the people who died for our freedom. And so that was embedded with me for many years. Okay, so now I have 2 of the same DSP panels that are cut 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to put one on the top edge here, right here. So 4th of July has always been a very memorable holiday for me. After we lived in Hawaii for 4 years, we moved to Dayton, Ohio, to a community called Huber Heights. And every year I can remember, 5th grade through graduating from high school, we had a community parade that was just incredible. So I have two of the nested dies here. I've got the largest one that I cut from Night of Navy, and I have the next smaller one that I cut from Basic White. And what I'm going to do here before I adhere these two together, on my Basic White, I'm taking out that blending brush again and my Balmy Blue. So I marched in the parade every year as a softball player early on, as a middle school band student in middle school, later in high school as a cheerleader, and I was also on the drill team. I was on the drill team first for a couple years, and then I became a cheerleader. And so those were very memorable times for me. And then we would all go to the community park and watch fireworks at night, and it was just so much fun. So I hope you guys have beautiful memories like that of the 4th of July, like I do. So I think for that reason, 4th of July has always been my favorite holiday, for sure. Okay, so now I'm going to put this up on here, and I'm going to use dimensionals behind the top edge of this. So let me grab my dimensionals here. Guess it doesn't really matter what's top or bottom. Put one right there. You just don't want to put these on the bottom edge because you don't want it to adhere to this bottom part of this panel right here. So I'm going to go right there. I'm going to put another one right there. Pull these off. Shut it. Try to center it. I think it needs to come a little bit more over this way. There we go. Okay. So that's going to be the front panel of my card. Then I have some clouds that I've cut using those same dies. I have a bigger cloud here, and I have two smaller clouds. Actually, I cut a lot more than that, but there we go. So Becky Hall is one of my customers who found me on Facebook, and she ordered the Adventurous Skies bundle last week when it was on sale. And I said, that was very smart of you, because now you can get the class to go and get a head start on using that bundle in your life. Okay, so I'm adding a little bit of this Balmy Blue ink to the edges here of my clouds. Don't have to cover them all, but just to add a little dimension to it. I'm gonna put this one, where did I put it? I put it right down here. You don't want to go off that side edge, so be careful with that. Got another one that's going to go right up here. Oh, good. Cindy, thanks. You're always so good about sharing my videos with your friends. I always appreciate that. Okay, and then this one is going to go maybe off to that side right there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is that I've cut a banner, a plain banner out of the dies that coordinate with this set. Here is my little pulley that I cut out of silver foil. And then I'm going to stamp my, well, before that, I have a piece of cherry cobbler for the letters, and I've already have an A and USA. I already have an A and an S. But what I did is I took a panel, and this is about 1.5 by about 4. And I added a strip to the back of that adhesive paper, adhesive sheets, just a tiny strip. And that way I will be able to adhere it right here to this banner pretty easily. So I'm just going to cut a piece off of this because all I need this time is the U. I already have an S and an A. And the reason I already have an S and an A is because you get doubles of the A and you get doubles of the S's. So I just went ahead and did those at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to put this right over my U, kind of try to center it in the middle, although it doesn't have to be. And I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine like this. So I'm going to run it through upside down and with the adhesive at the top instead of underneath, okay? That way I will know if it slides around, if it's not covering what it should cover. So I'm over here on my die cutting machine. I'm just rolling that through. I'm really digging these adhesive sheets lately. Have you guys noticed how much I'm using them more? I used to get mad at myself because I wouldn't think about it until after the fact. Okay, so I rolled it through. Here we go. And now I'm just going to use my scissors and pop that U out of there. Maybe I'll pop it through from the other side. That makes a little more sense, right? There we go, USA. Okay, so I'm going to grab my silicone mat. And I'm going to do some gluing together right here. So I have my banner pulley out of silver. I have my banner right here out of basic white. So I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back of that and then adhere this point right where the point is right there on my little pulley. Like that, okay? Then my USA, I'm going to pull these adhesive pieces off the back. That's going to make it sticky on the back side. I'm going to do U. So did any of you ever go to air shows and see around the 4th of July and watch the planes? And a lot of times they're not very, they have had not very safe moments, but because I lived on an Air Force base, I feel like maybe the pilots were a little more skilled. There we go, USA. So that's going to pull behind our plane. And I'm going to go ahead and add that here to my card front. And I'm going to put dimensionals on the back side. Yes, Kim, pretty awesome, aren't they? It's amazing what they do with those planes, and a little scary sometimes, I will admit. So I'm adding some dimensional pieces to the back side here of my banner. There we go. I'm going to adhere this right in here to this part of my card, but I'm going to make sure it's not going off this side edge right here. Okay, to the very tip of this, I'm going to put a dimensional, and I'm going to come back to that in just a second. Okay, the last thing I need to do is I have a piece of basic white paper. I'm going to stamp on this my airplane. That is the medium-sized one right here. I'm going to use some basic black with that. Basic black, memento black. There we go. This time I did the same thing with the wings with my light and dark smoky slate. So make sure I'm up here. Do the wings and the wheels here. go. That's with the light. Gonna fill in some of these shaded spots with the dark. Definitely the center of the wheels. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna pull in my cherry cobbler, light and dark. And so I think I should do the tip of that plain in cherry cobbler as well. But here we go. Cherry cobbler. Good edge there. Add a little dark in some of those shaded spots. Okay. And then I forgot about the nose of my plane here, which is going to be dark. And the propeller, I'm just using just a little like that. So let's put that away. I'm going to grab my plain die here, using this medium-sized one right here. I'm going to roll it through my die cutting machine, but before I do that, I want to make sure that stays in place, so I'm grabbing my Post-it note tape. You guys know I love this. Here we go. Going to run it through over here. Gosh, I'm so glad you guys joined me today. I so appreciate you. I know it's the wrong day in your head, and some of you might have other people that you're used to watching on Tuesdays at this time, so thank you for joining me. Again, I will put the link to my email list, because today I'm announcing that Craft With Me Facebook Live class that will be coming up here at the end of the month using the Seaside Wishes bundle. My friend Monica and I have created 3 beautiful cards and a 3D item to do with you. So I'm going to pull the wax paper off of this. So think about buying the pre-buying the kit. You can still get the class to go after the fact. You just won't get any of the DSP or embellishments or ribbon. You will just get what I usually put in the kit here. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over so that it looks like it's pulling that USA banner right there. Do you guys like that? And one more thing is that I have these amazing iridescent gems that I want to scatter around here. The front of my card. And let's do a bigger one. You can put them anywhere you want. I think I'm putting them there for this card here. So hope you guys love this card and the other 2 that I made. Here, I'll show you all 3 here. So like I said, you can get a kit to make 2 each of these cards with any order in my online store of $35 or more this week. If you spend $50, you'll also get an extra gift from me and a bonus coupon starting tomorrow. So if I were you, I would wait until tomorrow to place an order. I don't usually say that, but for this time, it's in your benefit to wait until tomorrow to place an order with me so that you can get those bonus day coupons and benefit the most out of everything. Be sure to look at those online exclusives that go live tomorrow, and think about buying some of those online exclusives, especially the Seasons of Green and Gold, because that's what I'm doing my Christmas in July with at the end of the month. So great time for you to join me for that and have everything you need for that at the same time as well. So God bless America. We have a lot of problems, but we all need the grace of God, right? So enjoy your week with your family. Be thankful for what you have, and be safe. If you're traveling, be safe. If you're doing fireworks, be safe. Just be safe. So humbled you're here. I'll be back next Monday with another online class to go. Bye-bye.